Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Kristin. It's Sunday, and we are going to talk about coming out to friends and family. I have Jack with me, and he's going to tell you his story. How did you come out, Jack?
Well, I'm not just any Jack. I'm her partner.
No.
In case anyone didn't know, I'm not just some random guy in a video.
He's just some trans guy I picked up on the street.
Damn! First, I guess I should let you know that I've been out for 2 years and on testosterone for a year and a half. I decided to come out pretty early on in the journey. I told my closest friends just when I had an opportunity to sit down and talk to them. Same with my sister and my parents. And then for everyone else, because I would kind of see people intermittently and I didn't really have any of everyone's phone numbers, but I wanted everyone to be on the same page, I decided to be that cliche, and I wrote a pretty personal Facebook message to everyone that I was friends with. And I was received very well. I am one of the lucky ones that really didn't have any issues with family or friends. My mom is still coming around, but slowly but surely. Yeah, after that, 2 years later, pretty much everyone in my life knows. I come out to people that I need to, when I need to, but mostly I don't really come out anymore, I guess, because it's been 2 years.
Knows.
Everyone knows, and I present as male, and I'm introduced as Jack, and I don't need to come out to anyone, so that's it. What's your story?
I don't know. The first people that I came out to were my closest friends. A lot of them live farther away, so I told them over the phone. They took it very well. They don't really know much about someone who's transitioning. I not that I'm aware of anyways, but they had a lot of questions, and they were good questions, not too personal. Other friends that I had, I told as I needed to. We would be invited to a wedding, and half the people knew and half the people didn't. So to kind of get everyone on the same page, before the wedding, I would be texting people or calling people and saying, hey, this is the situation.
But then it turned out that they knew already anyway, so...
Because one of my friends has a really big mouth,
yeah.
And even though she promised not to say anything, she did tell our group of friends and their parents. So
yeah, that's right. Her mom totally knew. The bride knew.
Yeah,
the bride's mom knew.
Yeah.
It's not always this intimate, personal, let's sit down and have this deep conversation about it. I mean, literally, sometimes it's just as simple as, look, this is the situation, and that's what it is.
Yeah. And everyone was really supportive, and that night, everyone was calling you Jack and he.
Yeah.
So it was really, really awesome. But
yeah.
My family. We had talked about not telling my sister because her and we don't have that great of a relationship. But one day I was having a bad day and I needed someone to talk to, and I didn't have a huge support system at the time, and I told her. And when I let Jack know, he was pretty upset about it because we did agree not to. We didn't want her to tell my mother before we got a chance to tell my mom, and she does that a lot.
Yeah.
We get into an argument and she'll say things to get me in trouble or whatever she does. So,
and that's not to say that her sister's not supportive, because she is. But at the time, we had a pretty tumultuous relationship with her. And my concern was that she would just talk some shit to Kristin's mom, and it would affect Kristin's relationship with her mom. And that really worried me a lot. So it wasn't that I didn't want Kristin to be able to tell her sister or anyone. I just wanted to be on the same page so that if and when it went south, we could, as a couple, come together and, overcome the obstacles and handle it together. How did coming out to your mom go?
Actually, coming out to my mom was not that bad. Not as bad as I thought. She had an issue with us being together in the first place.
As a
gay relationship.
Couple, yeah.
Because she didn't know me to ever be in one, I guess. So it was kind of a shock to her.
But that was 5 years ago, so.
Right. So she handled this really well. It took her a couple months, at least, to start with the pronouns. We had a little help from a very supportive friend of mine who kind of pushed my mom along and helped her out, and eventually I started just saying Jack and he in front of her, and that seemed to help a lot. And now she always uses the right pronouns.
She even buys me boy birthday cards.
She does.
Yeah.
So,
and she bought me a Batman ornament for Christmas last year. Yes.
So coming out to my mom wasn't so bad. I think that we've been really lucky to have the support of friends and family.
Yeah.
One thing I think that couples should do is really talk and communicate about how things should be handled. When. We ran into a little bump because now we don't really need to tell anybody. Everybody knows.
Anyone who needs to know knows. And now that, we've moved out from the town that we were in while I was transitioning, I've gotten a new job, we're making new friends, Kristin's making new friends, and so when I get introduced, it's a new introduction and I'm being introduced as Jack. And so they perceive me as male, I present as male. So in my mind, it's always been, I don't need to tell new people. And if I do, it's my choice whether or not I want to come out. And in my head, I just don't see where that might be relevant to come out to people if I've already been introduced as Jack. I just don't see how it would ever come up in conversation, but it did, and we were not prepared for that. So Kristin will tell you that story.
One of my new friends out here where we live is on my Facebook, and she saw all of our pictures. I had all of our pictures up from 5 years ago and way before Jack started transitioning, and she asked me
why I look so different.
Why Jack looks so different. And I'm not very quick on my feet, so I told
Unless
her.
she's on the dance floor. Sorry.
So I did tell her, and I didn't think... She's somebody that I had been talking to for a couple months, so I knew her, Jack didn't. So I think that made him a little uncomfortable. And I get it. But I think that you just need to talk and make sure you're prepared for any situation that could come at you, and you're prepared to handle it, because it can cause some problems.
Yeah, I think that my concern with Kristin outing me to her new friend was the fact that, one, I had never met this person before, so I didn't know what type of person she was. I didn't have a chance to even really get to know her in any way before being outed. And I don't think that it's always, I don't want to say this to sound like Kristin doesn't have a say in what happens, because she's my partner, and though this is our journey and we're walking it together, we're walking on different paths parallel to each other, both experiencing different things. And so while my experiences are, I want to say, well, this is my journey, it's my transition. Well, this is my partner, soon-to-be wife, and she also has needs to tell people and to create that support system. But I don't feel that just because she's my partner that it entitles her to out me to everyone that we meet, which is not the case, and I'm not saying that she does that. So what I'm saying is that, this was unexpected. Neither of us expected someone to question my gender 2 years into my transition, so we were both caught off guard. So what I'm saying is, talk about it. Would you mind if your partner told someone who asked or questioned, they're transgender, or would you rather them say, nothing, he just used to look different, and what? Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I expected her to say, that's what I would have wanted her to say, but she felt comfortable enough with this person to say that I was transgender, and I didn't like it, especially because I worry for our safety. People can be super nice to your face and say, oh yeah, that's great, I'm happy for you, la la la, and then come jack you in the face at night later. And we have 2 kids, so and her daughter, Chris, I don't want the kids at school to pick on our kids. I don't want the kids to tell their friends that I'm transgender because I worry for their safety and I worry for their mental health. And this woman that Kristin outed me to, her daughter goes to school with our youngest. So my concern was moms talking to moms, kids overhearing. You know, my immediate concern was not you outed me, but it was, holy shit, are we safe? Are the kids safe? Is this going to get around to the entire school district? You know, that was my concern. So bottom line, just talk about it. Be prepared for people to question anything at any time.
Mm-hmm. Is that all? I think we're good. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we came out to the kids too, obviously. We didn't even mention the kids.
We didn't mention the kids.
But that's the next video.
This is the next video because this already is 11 minutes. So, see you guys later. Bye.